I asked for your most unpopular F1 opinions, live, in person, at the Red Bull Ring. It was probably good fun, and make sure you stick around. Yes, you specifically, right? Because all of you watching are in with a chance of winning 2 tickets to a certain Grand Prix later this year. Courtesy of this video sponsor, Head Out. More on them later. Day 1 was Friday, decided to stay in Vienna for the weekend. A 2.5 hour train each way, which was long, but the views were very pretty. Also, Vienna city centre is stunning. Got to Mittelfeld station, got the bus to the track, it was baking hot, and had to walk the length of the track from the main entrance to get up to our seats at turn 3. But I'll tell you what, the view was every bit worth it. Had to get some grub in as well, of course. So welcome to the inaugural Tommo F1 food review time. We've got a, do you want to get in close? Come on, come and have a look. Oh, nice. Onions, cheese, sausage. I've got quite a big mouth, so I think I can bite most of this.
Peggy 18.
Okay, it's good. 7.7. You get good value for money. This is much better than I had at Silverstone. Day 1 finished chill, enjoy qualifying, all that lovely jubbly. But then day 2 came the dodgy takes and the wet weather, which was great from a sprint race point of view. To be fair, it never really lashed down that hard, so it was all right. In total, I got to speak to 9 of you on camera. And before we get onto it, just quickly, these are opinions. Be nice. Everyone's entitled to them, whether you like it or not. Let's encourage healthy sporting debate, okay? It's okay to disagree. What's your name? Where are you from?
Rob from Austria.
Daniel, I'm from Germany and live in Munich.
Tony, I'm originally coming from Syria. I live in Dubai.
Alexis, I'm from the Philippines.
Nice.
I'm Liam and I'm from Budapest,
Liam
originally
from
Ireland.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Clemens, I'm from Austria. Samuel, I'm from the West Midlands.
My name's Flo and I'm from Austria.
I'm Isaac. I come from Brisbane in Australia.
And you're wearing an Arsenal shirt?
Yeah, I know, the best team in England.
Well, so one less trophy this year than West Ham. Rob, I've got one question only for you, my friend. What is your most unpopular opinion in Formula 1?
Carlos Sainz is actually the reason why the Ferrari isn't performing this year.
Sell it to me, 30 seconds.
At the beginning of last season, Ferrari was quite a competitive car because it had a strong front end and Charles likes it, but Carlos isn't a fan of it. And they started building the car like multiple reports towards a middle. It's not that front-ended anymore. And that's where all the problems started.
I've seen this online. I've seen this talk of how the cars moved a bit away from Charles and a bit towards Charles. Surely that's on Ferrari, because I believe that Charles is the quicker driver. I think he's got the higher ceiling. Why are Ferrari moving the development away from Charles' preference towards... Because, yeah, it's the same with Max and Checo, right? Max is the quicker driver. He's able to extract more. So is it Charles letting himself down?
I think, yeah, Charles is maybe too polite. He's a good boy, and
He's a good boy.
I mean,
He's a very good boy.
even if he's aggressive on the team, like two minutes later he comes back and says, sorry, I didn't mean it like it. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes you have to be mad at your team. You're not gonna win anything if you just say, okay, yeah, next time we'll do better. Next time. So at one point you need to enter the evil era. Not directly, he's the reason, but it's working towards getting the car to like to his liking. Yeah.
I have one question for you now that you've done your unpopular opinion. Would you like to potentially win 2 tickets to one of the 5 remaining European Grand Prix?
Yeah, sure.
I only have 2 tickets for one of those 5 Grand Prix.
Yeah.
If you can guess which Grand Prix that is, you will get those tickets.
Okay. You won't give me any clues or
I'm
something?
giving you no clues, and I'm not going to tell you today. You will find out when you watch the finished video, which is coming out on Wednesday.
Okay. I'd say Monza.
Monza.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Give me your most unpopular F1 opinion.
I think Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton are a bit overrated.
Oh, go on, go.
Okay, Charles Leclerc, I think he's done a lot of mistakes this year and last year, even in Imola and stuff. And I think his consistency will come, but not now, and he's a bit too hyped up. And
Quick,
also,
Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton, I don't think he's that good. He has the best car all the time. But Max hasn't had it and still won the championship.
Oh, exactly 30 seconds on the dot. Charles Leclerc overrated. He does overdrive. Do you think if he had a top car, that he would drive more within himself and make less mistakes?
I think he's too aggressive now, but in like 3 or 4 years, maybe he's come to the level like Max is. Like, I think he's...
Because Max used to be quite aggressive,
didn't he?
Used to be
aggressive,
yeah.
like the crash stopping and stuff like...
Yeah. Even in 2019, when that Ferrari was illegally quick, Charles could deliver. So where do you rate Lewis then?
I think to the rest of the field, upper, top 5 maybe.
Yeah.
I rate Charles higher than Lewis, for example, even then. But Charles, Max, Alonso, they're all better. That's my opinion, yeah.
And you're entitled to it, as much as anyone else is, all right?
Oh, British bias.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's it. Would you like to potentially win 2 tickets?
Yes, I'm gonna say Hungary.
You're gonna say Hungary?
Yes.
Give me your most unpopular Formula One opinion.
Carlos Sainz is the underdog in Ferrari.
Okay.
So I think Sainz would get a chance if they solve their reliability issues and they get their strategy right. I think Sainz would have a chance next year, hopefully, to compete for first poles.
I like that.
Yeah.
Sainz is a difficult one because he outscored Charles in their first season together at Ferrari.
Yeah.
I think this year, when he's on it, he's right up there with Charles. I think we've seen it this weekend so far. His pace relative to Charles has been right there. I think Charles is just able to get that little bit extra out, but also I think Charles is more guilty of overdriving and making mistakes.
True, yes.
Where does that sit with you? Like in terms of, did you think Carlos has the ceiling that Charles has, I guess?
I think he does indeed. Charles is a little bit more aggressive, I would say. He wants to push more. He wants to prove something for Ferrari. I mean, that was his dream to drive for Ferrari. Hence why he has that urge all the time. Like, I'm gonna compete. I'm gonna win pole. But again, as you said, the slightest error in F1 can cause you the race. So Sainz is driving more carefully, nevertheless trying to always get position and getting points. So good luck for both drivers.
They're in a strong position with them too. I think, Charles is fantastic. I think Carlos has proven his worth in Formula One. I think just hope Ferrari can give them the car, because I'd love to see Ferrari.
Let's hope the wild horse will be on poles on again. Like,
we'll
Ferrari,
see.
Please. Ferrari, please, you need to get that right.
Grazie ragazzi. Right, I've got one more question.
Sure.
Would you like to win?
I would like to say the Netherlands.
Netherlands, yeah? That's your guess?
Yes.
A quick word from today's video sponsor, Head Out. If you're looking for reliable tickets with great seats and availability at the best races, then Head Out is the place to go. I've also got a coupon code, Tommo30, for 30% off Silverstone, Hungary, Spa, Zandvoort and Monza. Because then another thing that's great about going to a Formula One race in person using Head Out is the food. We've already done one food review. Let's do another from day 2, because I found something very nice. We have a pretzel, but not just any pretzel. Food review part 2. Look at that. Whopper. So I'm going to eat this now. For a plain donut, no jam, no filling. Give that an 8.2. It's very good. Sat out, Salzburger, raisin. Bosh.
What is
your most unpopular Formula One opinion?
Abu Dhabi 2021, the city car controversy. Well, I was at the place where Nicholas Latifi crashed. By lap 56, the debris was clear. His car was no longer impeding the track.
So you think he could have done it a lap earlier?
Yeah, a lap earlier, not.
And then it wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah, everyone would have bunched up on lap 57.
Yeah.
We would have a normal safety car restart.
You were where Latifi crashed, so you were watching live. Okay.
Yeah.
So you saw it in person. So you saw.
I saw the marshals, I saw the crane. By lap 56, it was clear.
But do you think it was the right decision?
It was the right decision. It was delayed. Because he made it so late, it made people think they should have done a different decision.
Okay. We as fans watching only had certain perspectives that the TV directors showed us. Obviously, you're there live, you can see it all happening. So maybe they could have. I guess we'll never know. Thank you for coming on. But one other question. Would you like to win?
Yes.
If you guess the right race, you will get 2 free tickets. So which one are you guessing?
Hungary.
You guessing Hungary?
Hungary.
Lock it in. Starting now.
I believe Abu Dhabi 21 was handled in the correct way when looking at the fans' perspective.
Ooh, go on.
There may have been a bit of dodgy decisions by the FIA, But looking at the entertainment perspective, I think it was handled perfectly.
From the fans' perspective, so this is the whole entertainment versus sport.
Yeah.
The argument, right? Because if you always went in favour of entertainment, if you always prioritise that, then
I do
you
love the
lose
sport, but I like the entertainment as well.
So yeah, so was it sporting what happened?
No.
But it was entertaining. I didn't give a toss who won, to be honest. I wanted to see Lewis get an 8th, but I also wanted to see someone else come in and challenge the authority. So,
well, I'm biased. I was cheering for Max.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. You got the Ferrari. I'm seeing a lack of orange
I used to be a
today.
Red Bull fan.
What changed?
I don't know. I just started.
That's controversial. That's a controversial one. You changed from Red Bull to.
And as soon as they started dominating, I just went to Ferrari.
I see. I respect that. I try and compartmentalize that race in a way, because I mean, obviously, you catch a lot of strays, right, when you talk about online. We will never forget that. It's a moment in time. When it's the drivers on track, you can always be like, oh yeah, but they're fighting tooth and nail. When it's the way the sport is managed, I think it exposed a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah.
I'm conflicted, right? Because I think it did damage the sport in some ways, because I think a lot of people, that is left a negative impression long term. If the shoe was on the other foot, Verstappen fans would have been fuming, and rightly so. Got one more question.
Yeah.
Would you like the opportunity to win?
Alright, yeah.
Which one would you like to potentially win 2 tickets for?
Hungary.
Your pick is Hungary?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, won't we, in the edit? 30 seconds to sell it to me.
Lewis Hamilton is not the GOAT. And neither is Michael Schumacher. And neither is any other driver ever. Because the GOAT debate is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can't even compare them over 10 years if there's a regulation shift. If you put Senna, Schumacher and Vettel in the RB9, I think, 2013, Vettel wins it all because he's best suited to that car. Where do you draw the line? Like, if you say, you can only really go in a single regulation cycle.
Yeah.
Because if someone with Fangio's talent was born today, he would live a different life and drive.
So true, very true. Like in terms of the knowledge around like nutrition and taking care of yourself, like Schumacher was the first driver to do that. Would you though say there's an argument that the standard, because I think the standard of drivers in F1 right now is better than it's ever been, because there are even like De Vries is a world champion, Sargent's a world champion in karting, Piastri back to back junior champion, like all of these drivers now. Even you go back 10 years and you had some pretty rough drivers towards the back. Mm-hmm. So does that mean that these drivers now are the best, surely, that there's ever been?
There's no Yuji Ito, was his name?
Yeah, Yuji
Ito.
Ide.
Like this.
Yeah, Yuji Ide.
In this state, no.
True.
The standard of driver is higher than ever, and it's simply not comparable.
Interesting.
I think.
Interesting. Got one final question.
Right.
Would you like the opportunity to win 2 tickets?
I'm gonna just hope that it's Monza.
He's got Monza. What is your most unpopular Formula One opinion?
Tough one as a Papaya fan. I think if Lando Norris wants to be a world champion, he's going to have to leave McLaren.
Ooh, go on.
Thinking ahead, Audi 2026.
Yep.
Back with Seidel. I think if he goes there, rejoin with Carlos.
Yeah.
Carlos's dad's got the link with Audi, I think. And I know they brought the upgrades this week and he's done well, but I just think for such a raw, natural, generational talent that I think he is, I think he needs to move away from him.
Does this weekend not give you some confidence though? Because I mean, Lando's been in both qualifying sessions. He's right at the sharp end.
It's one race though. I think if you look,
This is a level-headed guy, right? Don't get carried away.
Not to get carried away, you know. When I was watching him yesterday, I was really pumped, you know. But yeah, I just think if he wants to really take that step and challenge, I think if it's not working, if it's run out with McLaren, try something new. We've seen it with Lewis. Took the risk going to Mercedes when people thought, you know what, they're sort of mid-table at the time, but look what's happened to Lewis. So I think, and I'm hoping it happens to Lando.
So you think Audi, Red Bull?
See, the options are there. You know, Mercedes, when Lewis retires, you know, a couple of years maybe Lewis carries on one season in the new regulations. The options are there, and I think most teams would want Lando.
I think what Lando needs to do to guarantee himself like a winning opportunity is to be a number one driver somewhere. If he went to Mercedes, him and George is not going to like. He thinks he's the future of Mercedes, right? So he's not just going to let Lando come in and... I think Piastri will improve. I do think Piastri will catch up because I think Piastri is very good. He's got the potential to be great. I guess that's where I think McLaren's a good position right now for him, because he is the leader of that team. We know it's so car dependent, but you like to think if the regulations do their job by like 2025. I mean, they've got 2 more upgrades coming in the next 2 races as well.
I'm just thinking big picture.
Yeah.
Big picture, you know, he's been there, what, 3-4 years now. You've seen George, he's took that next step to Mercedes, he's won a race, you know, he's competing with Lewis, the standard of Lewis, you know, I think the greatest of all time. So I just think Lando, he's just got to grow a pair of balls. Can I say grow a pair of balls? You know,
you can say that. You can say whatever you like, buddy.
Sorry, Mother. I think he's just got to go for it.
Got one final question. Go for it.
I'm going to go Zandvoort purely as well because being Red Bull Ring, the Max fandom, I've experienced it. You know, to go to Zandvoort and experience it probably on another level.
What is your most unpopular Formula 1 opinion?
I think Lewis Hamilton should quit Formula 1.
Go on. Explain yourself.
Because he's had his time, you know. He's already achieved everything someone can. The only thing would be an 8th world title, but given the form of Mercedes right now, it doesn't seem likely within the next 2 or 3 years, and I don't think he's got this Fernando vibes to keep on racing until his mid-40s.
He shouldn't bother, basically.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's got this reputation. Everyone knows what he's got in him, what he's achieved.
Can't argue with that.
So why risk his spot anymore?
Damaging his legacy, maybe?
Yes.
Or he's obviously motivated by an 8th world title, otherwise why would he carry on? Because like you say, he's won everything there is to win. I just feel like Mercedes, if any team's got a chance to put on a level to Red Bull and to give him that opportunity, I think it is Mercedes.
That is correct, but I don't see it happen until maybe 26.
Perhaps, maybe.
I can't really imagine him.
Maybe
still
25?
racing. Adrian Newey just keeps on
Adrian tax. That's what Lewis needs to do. He needs to get Adrian on the phone.
Yeah.
Just come with my own team. I do think he's still got a chance. I don't think it's worth him throwing in the towel just yet.
Yeah, but I would say he's still among the top 5.
One final question.
Okay.
Would you like the chance to win?
I will go for Britain.
British Grand Prix, lock it in. What is your most unpopular Formula 1 opinion? You've got 30 seconds.
Daniel Ricciardo has still got a lot to prove in Formula 1, and he's going to come back strong. Maybe a bit of a homer opinion, but I reckon he's been very good for the last 9 or 10 years, and form is temporary, class is permanent. Anything can happen with the new regs, and I reckon he's going to come back and do really well.
I think he's got a lot to do to undo the damage that McLaren's done to his perception, right? Because even at the end of Renault, he was like, when McLaren signed him, I was like, they're like struck gold. Do you think he'll get the opportunity to, I suppose?
I mean, who knows? Maybe he comes back to AlphaTauri later in the year. De Vries is underperforming right now, and
would you put him in the AlphaTauri?
Potentially right now.
No, yes or no? Would you put him in the AlphaTauri? Come on.
I guess I'm biased, so I guess I would, honestly, yeah. But I mean, maybe De Vries deserves a couple more races just to figure it out, maybe to the summer break, and then see what happens after that.
Do you think there's an argument, though, putting him in over Lawson, for example?
Over Liam Lawson. He's the most marketable driver on the grid, so you got it, you know.
When you say you think he's got in, what level are we talking?
I mean, we saw it at the end of his Renault stint, once he got used to the car as well, that he was getting really, really good at the end of that time.
But again, relative to who? Who do you think? Whose level do you think he would be at right now?
I mean, maybe you could get him to like a George Russell sort of Ocon level, maybe, but potentially depends on the right landing place and just see what happens there. So.
I think, to be fair, I think Russell Ricciardo would be a great partnership because they get along really well as well.
Yeah.
That'd be quality. I've got one more question for you.
Yep. Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah?
It's Max Verstappen's home Grand Prix, and I reckon his other home is Zandvoort, so I'm going to take a punt and say Zandvoort.
Zandvoort. So now we come to the results. Who won? What Grand Prix was it? Drum roll, please.
I'm going to say Hungary.
Daniel, Liam, Alexis, check your emails / Instagram DMs. You've won. The correct answer was Hungary. Clement, Flo, Isaac, Rob, Sam, Tony. I'm sorry, you didn't get it right. But what that does mean is I have more to give to you guys. Head out, hooked me up with 5 pairs of tickets. We've already given 3 away, which means 2 of you get a pair each. To win, all I want to know in the comments below is who you would take with you and why. Are you taking your best mate for their first Grand Prix? Are you living in Budapest and you've always wanted to go? 24 hours from this video going live, that's the cut-off point. If you get your comment in after that, I'm sorry. And I'm going to the Hungarian Grand Prix as well. This month is chaos, so I'll also see you there. Big up, head out again, of course, for supporting the channel. My name's Tommo. Thanks again. Have a good one. Ta-da.